Hello there. Now, as cookers are switched on in homes all over the country, let's take a quick gastronomic trip into Europe to consider what, on an average night, is served up as the evening meal. In France, Marcel could well be wending his way home to a colourful plate of coq au vin, washed down, of course, with a glass, if not a bottle of red wine. In Italy, Antonio might be savouring the delights of an eye-catching scallop of veal cooked to complement a bottle of Chianti. And in Britain, well, if he's lucky, Albert will probably get baked beans on toast, sausages, egg, a wad of stodgy bread and a mug of sweet tea. And in his bottle, sticky brown sauce. Well, fair or unfair, that's what we want to discuss tonight as we consider the question, is the British housewife the worst cook in the world? Now, here to help us are, of course, our studio audience and four recognised experts on the subject. Journalist Claire Rayner, nutrition specialist Professor Arnold Bender, restaurateur Madame Prunier, and Vincent Price, of course, the actor whose culinary expertise became apparent to us all in his Cook Pricewise on Thames. Vincent, let me turn to you and be careful how you answer this question. Did you, in fact, do this series because you felt that the British housewife needed it more than anyone else in the world?
I don't think more than anyone else in the world, but as much, shall we say, you know. I happen to be a great fan of English food because I don't have to eat it all the time. I've been on location a great many times, and I kind of like those beans on toast. I think they're kind of fun, but I would never have them at home.
No.
Never.
Did you think that when you were doing the series you were fulfilling a sort of maternalistic role and teaching the wives what their mothers hadn't taught them?
Well, I hope it was paternalistic. Even though I tell you what I think we tried to do was to tell the British housewife that there are very common things like potatoes that can be done superbly and with just as little effort as they put into it ordinarily. You don't have to just beat a potato to death. You can also cook it.
Would you think that, in general terms, the British housewife lacks imagination, then?
No, I don't really think so, because there's certain things... My wife is British, so I have to be very careful. There are certain things that I absolutely adore that I think are great culinary delights in England, like steak and kidney pudding and steak and kidney and oyster. I really love these things. I do.
That you think the average housewife is whipping up right now for Ned when he comes home? You do.
And it took her a long time to do it.
Claire, you are a British housewife. Are you a good cook?
Oh, God, I've got to sit here and admit it. Well, yes, I am, but I'll be honest, I think here's the end of a lot of lovely friendships. An awful lot of women in this country have the same attitude to food as they have to sex. You know, it's necessary, but heaven forbid you should enjoy it. You can't deny the fact about the baked beans and that sludgy plastic tin spaghetti. I mean, masses of it are sold all the time. And June...
Do you feel a bit of an exception that you're a good cook and most of the housewives
Well, yes,
are
and
bad
it shows,
cooks?
doesn't it, love? You know? No, but I tell you what I think's lacking sorely, and that's imagination. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar that in 90 homes out of 100, every Sunday at lunchtime they have roast something.
Yeah. But
That's
Claire, isn't
dreary.
that kind of forced on them a bit?
Oh, come on,
I mean,
anyone
they
can...
got those cans there. They should just eliminate the cans. Now we're going to be sued by somebody else.
But you go into a greengrocer in June.
Yeah.
There they are, all the fresh green peas and the fresh... And everyone's buying the frozen ones.
I know it.
I mean, you can't win.
No.
Let me turn to Madame Prunier here on the left. Now, a lot of British husbands and their wives, of course, come to you. Do you think that you suffer competition from the British housewife, or do you think that the husbands are escaping to your delights and delicacies?
I don't agree at all. You know, I'm very badly to judge that British housewife because I don't live an ordinary life, passing my life all the time in a restaurant. But what I find when I'm asked by some friends, and I'm asked by friends of all kind of status in life, you know, I find some people who try very elaborate cooking, and I find also some other people who are people who work as we do all work, you know, not in a capacity of a big executive, but simply an ordinary person, say a clerk, say a typist, say a secretary, and then I find she cooks the most delightful food. And I think also it is a great improvement in Britain for the very good reason that all the young people are very aware of all the new trends. You find the people who at night go and they go for some gymnastics. You see what we call gymnastics. You call what is it? Physical beauty.
Physical
or
education.
Physical education. Another time they go to a class for sewing. Another time they go for a class for cooking, and even men. And I think that is where we are going to strike, or you are going in this country to do better, because you won't have the housewife who will have tried to make something a bit more elaborate, and who is going to say, my God, what is the mess you have prepared tonight? You see?
But, Madame, don't you think all these classes that people go to and this slavish devotion to cookery books just turns people into mechanics? I mean, you know the old imaginative sort of cook. I bet you're that kind. A bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of the
Yes,
other, and you can
of
never
course.
repeat it.
Oh, come off it, Claire. Do you mean that you woke up one day and said, I have an inspiration? You read your book first,
Oh,
didn't you?
no, forgive me. I read cookery books like literature in bed, you know, last thing at night, and then put them away. But when I cook, my husband says the kitchen looks like an apothecary shop. Throw in a bit of everything. It's more fun
I
that
think
way.
you're right, it's more fun. But you know, you don't stop. Then every artist, everybody can make just the thing falling to the rules, and the other has imagination. That's where it's genius.
Let me turn to Professor for a moment, who's been silent. Am I correct, or would I be assuming too much to say that you don't care what it tastes like so as it's got the right vitamins in it?
Oh, no, that's wrong. No. We still eat food, and we still have to like it. First, can I put the baked bean into perspective? You've spoken about the enormous quantity.
Mustard.
We make and eat in this country 250,000 tons of baked beans a year. We really do live on baked beans. One of the aspects that reflects on what we've been saying is that there are three major changes have been coming about for some time in our eating pattern. One is the breakup in the family meal, with people coming home and going out at different times. Sunday is about the only time in many families where there's a family meal where everybody sits down.
And we have that gorgeous roast that Claire despises.
Yes,
yeah.
whereas the rest of the week we have a snack because we're rushing in and out. The second one is that with more affluence, people are eating out a lot more and going occasionally at least to Madame Prunier's because they now can afford to. And the third change is that a great deal more of manufactured ready-made foods are being made available, more and more. And pre-war you wouldn't be able to buy a ready-made meal. You could certainly buy your cans, but not ready-made meals. Now you could have everything you liked ready-made. You can argue whether it's good or bad. But now we have a change where even the caterer, and even the top-ranking caterer, is buying some of his products ready-made by a manufacturer who has a chef in a factory.
But in general terms, from your point of view, do you think the British diet is good or bad, that we have too many meals or too
Oh,
few?
generally speaking, it's good, quite apart from obesity, which means it's too good.
Yeah.
There is
But I mean,
obviously
you don't stand
fairly
over
good.
the accusation the housewife is always told she cooks her vegetables too much, she gives her man too much starchy
In that
food.
particular one, yes, she does. She overcooks and ruins her vegetables, both from the point of view of taste and vitamin losses. But let me say that some of the top-ranking caterers do the same. I was in a rather expensive restaurant in Soho not long ago, where we paid 25 pence for petit pois, and they were very thoroughly overcooked. They were dark green or falling to pieces. And I jokingly mentioned it to the waiter, and the manager came over, and he said to me, you know, there's a very big difference between cooking and catering. We have to cook this at 9 in the morning.
Yes.
When you spend 25p on a portion, one expects it
And
to
of
be
course, the
cooked for you.
housewife has to cater if she's got a large family rather than cook, presumably, and if they're coming in at the different times you're saying. Vincent,
No, I am a kind of expert on horror movies. You know, I really have made a sort of career of killing people in various ways. I do think
That's
that...
why our producer today said you were a bloody good cook.
That's terrible.
Terrible.
We would never
I agree,
use that word in America. But you know what, I think that the British housewife, the main trouble is the man. The men want that, you know, and the British housewife, I think, is much more adventurous than you give her credit for. Having done that show, I really have had hundreds and hundreds of just people come up to me and say, gee, we tried those potatoes the other night and they were marvelous, so we tried doing a little something different with lamb, leaving it pink, for instance, instead of boiling it to death. But now, you know, for instance, I love mutton. And you can't
You
get
can't
mutton.
get it.
You can't get mutton in America at
You
all.
can't get a decently
You
hung piece
can
of
get it,
beef
they call it
anymore.
lamb.
I mean, I don't despise the
agree
roast
with you.
entirely.
No.
A good piece of roast beef
Yeah,
is a splendid
it's
thing, but you
superb.
can't get a decently hung piece of beef anymore. It's pink and bleeding, and just like one of your films, love, you know.
Yes, I do know.
Underexposed in that.